Oh my God. Start planning your Alien Earth watch parties right now, even if it's a party of one. As a critic, I watch a lot of stuff by myself. You can have a great time. I am having a wonderful time watching this show. Because when you do sit down to watch the 2-episode drop next Tuesday, each episode an hour long, so you're getting a movie. And it's going to drop Tuesday, August 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And when you discover how amazing this show is as it unfolds before you, you're going to feel bad if you don't have a good dinner to enjoy it with, a good dinner and snacks. I love this show so much. This is one of the best times. This is one of the best feelings, I think, as someone who covers stuff and gets advanced access when I hope this show hits. If there's a movie and television god, it will. But, you just know something amazing is coming. I mean, I thought it was going to be good. I didn't think it was going to be this good. Oh my God, I hope I'm not overselling it, but I don't think you can. All right, so I've already watched the first 6 out of 8 episodes twice. First to experience them, then to do notes. And I'm still going to watch them again for a watch party with my family. So the reason I'm doing a watch party with my family is that they have been burned by genre content lately. Maybe you know someone who is in the same place. Maybe you're there. But they were kind of reluctant to watch this show. And I was like, but it's so amazing. Don't miss it. You got to get there. You got to be there when the party starts. So I was like, we'll do a watch party. We'll make an event out of it. And that's why I'm encouraging you to do the same for you and your friends and family, or for just you. Because again, I watched all these episodes so far by myself, and boy, did I have a good time. Thank you for those of you who contribute to my Chicken Nugget Fund, because I watched 6 episodes and they're all an hour long. So it took me a couple of days to do it. But night 1 was delicious chicken nuggets. Now, as for my watch party, I want to theme it. So I'm thinking Thai food or Thai food adjacent, because they shot the show in Thailand, and a lot of the Earth sequences feel, very, very much like they're taking place in Thailand. And then I'm also thinking maybe gummy worms, because this show is disgusting in the absolute best way possible. And on that note, maybe shrimp. Maybe a little shrimp cocktail as well, because those kind of play into the whole alien thing. Let's brainstorm snacks and food for our alien Earth watch parties so that we can have the best time possible. Oh my goodness. So I attended the Alien Earth press conference. Fascinating. They actually had really interesting stuff to say for once. And Noah Hawley said he wanted to introduce new alien parasites, because then the audience, who already knows what Xenomorphs do, although don't worry, no spoilers, but with the new aliens, that would create a situation where the audience didn't know it was going to happen, just like the victims on screen. So you just, you don't know what to expect. And Noah Hawley and his team really delivers on these new alien parasites. I love them. Also, as I said, no spoilers. I really want you to be able to discover this show. And on that note, I highly recommend that you watch these episodes as soon as they drop, because, that's Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, starting a week from today, Tuesday, August 12th, because I think this show is going to be all over social media, for sure, because it is brilliantly designed to trend. So yes, I hope this show is going to be hot, hot, hot. It deserves it. And so also I'm going to be doing weekly breakdowns of the episodes, no matter what happens, even if the audience doesn't materialize, because I love the show so much. I think there's so many wonderful and fascinating and exciting things to talk about it. I can't wait to talk about these episodes with you. I want to share this show with people as soon as possible. So hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know as soon as my breakdowns go up. We're going to have so much fun together. So why do I think this show is designed to trend? It's so nice to finally see a creative like Noah Hawley wear a creative hat and a business hat. I mean, this show, I think, is just so beautifully constructed. Maybe they shouldn't, I don't know why there's not more buzz going into it. Maybe the trailers hid too much, but on the plus side, the trailers have hit almost everything, which is awesome. But shockingly, stuff actually happens every episode. I think that there will be so many clips from this show instantly going up on social media because the show is stunning and shocking in every possible way. So, if you don't watch the show right away, you're going to just be have a deluge of clips from it. And hopefully you'll be like, man, I'm watching so many clips. It's not just one or two sequences. You're going to be like, I might as well sit down and watch the whole freaking episode. And please do. Please try this show. Most streaming shows today, you know how it goes. They tease the Xenomorph in episode 1. Now you don't see it again until episode 5, right? We know the drill. Not this show. There are no slow episodes. What refreshing idea. Every single episode is a banger. I think the closest comparison I can make is the Stranger Things season 4, where every episode was, they're all just about an hour, but they feel like a movie because they're just so jam-packed with stuff. Noah Hawley has Xenomorphs, the Eye, and oh so much more. So in every single episode, you get multiple alien parasite sequences. Multiple, not just one scene. Here's one. Oh my God, they're all over this show, which is just a fantastic thing. And on top of that, you get amazing world building, strong character development, and Hawley is expanding the Alien franchise mythology like it's the frickin' Big Bang. Oh my gosh, there's so many fascinating things that are introduced here. Like the characters on this show, you will learn so much more about all of these alien parasites, even new things about the Xenomorphs. And I just found the show horrifying, truly disgusting, and also fascinating, which is what the Alien franchise is supposed to be. So, just to give you a little tease as to how clever and how deep this show goes, let's talk about the name of the ship, the Maginot, which has already been revealed in the trailers. So, what does Maginot mean? This is the kind of show where you not only should ask that, but the show has a great answer. All right, so Maginot is the name of the French Minister of War, André Maginot, during World War II, who built what was supposed to be an incredibly strong line of defense against the Germans, only for the Germans to easily get around it. And it was so infamous that now Maginot is a term associated with a strong defense strategy that proves to be totally ineffective against an advanced opponent. All right, so do you see what he's trying to say there? Right? The Maginot was supposed to safely bring these alien parasites back and has failed spectacularly. So yeah, the show is cooking. I love stuff like that. I love it. It's so smart, but yet also has all the action and the disgustingness that you want. And I gotta say, remember how nervous we were when Disney acquired Fox and was getting these Fox franchises? We were like, oh no. And it didn't start out so great. Like they really nerfed Home Alone. But I'm loving the Disney era of Alien, Predator has been promising, but looks like it's getting even better, and Apes. Like, wow, why are they doing such a better job with these franchises than their core franchises? I think it's because maybe they inherited them and they haven't been integrated into the Disney empire yet. Oh no, don't do it. So Disney isn't overly protective of these franchises, right? Maybe some of the Fox execs are still in charge over there, which might also be making a difference. But they're not part of the Disney machine, and they're actually hiring fans of the franchises instead of, saying not only do you not have to be familiar with the source material, but don't even look at it, which we found out is the case with some of the new talent they're hiring on Star Wars and Marvel. Here, like when they had the press conference, everybody who was there was a big fan of Alien, which I think really comes across in the show, and I think some of the other projects that we've seen. Now, a lot of us really enjoyed Alien Romulus, which I really liked Alien Romulus. It had a lot of, the qualities that I see here. And Alien Romulus was an important step forward in getting the Alien franchise back on track. It was very exciting when that movie came out. We had a great time last summer. But I gotta say, Noah Hawley's Alien Earth is as good as the first two Alien movies. And we kind of felt that way about Alien Romulus. But when you see this show, you see the difference. Because in some ways, I even think Alien Earth is a little bit better than the first two Alien movies. I know, wait till you see it. Because it's essentially an 8-hour movie. So they can do so much more. So all 6 episodes that I watched, I've only seen the 6, were incredible. Each one, again, movie quality. But put a little special note for episode 5. I think that one's going to go down as probably just iconic, not just for the franchise, but in streaming content. It was amazing. And I must say, I think Alien Earth is Disney's first show that operates at peak HBO level. How sad that HBO now has to have a qualifier. Not all the HBO shows, but the peak ones. It's actually that good. I think a big part of the reason that this show is able to exist, in addition to kind of still being on the outside of Disney and maybe some like Fox executives still in charge, is that it's on Hulu instead of Disney Plus. I've been saying, put some of the Marvel shows on Hulu. I think that would really work in their favor. But it sure has worked in this franchise's favor. I mean, this is as good as The Last of Us Season 1, Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, and like, imagine if every episode of Westworld had been peak. Like, wow. And I also think the show reminds me a bit of Andor when it was at its best. You know, Andor, like Westworld, was also very uneven. But think of the best episodes of Andor. You know, like the final 3 of season 2. This is that good. But Noah Hawley's Alien Earth has a lot more action. As I said, there are no slow episodes. So it really feels like Tony Gilroy walked so that Noah Hawley could run. This is very exciting for sophisticated, but yet still engaging and thrilling franchise storytelling. But I have to say, there is one criticism. Yes, there's one criticism. I think Hawley leans a little bit too heavily on the Peter Pan analogy, because I think he's drunk on having access to Disney IP. He's like, oh. But thankfully, I mean, you might roll your eyes a little bit in the first episode with some of those references, but I do think he does a good job with the analogy as the show continues. I'm like, well, all right, I kind of see where you're going with this. And also, he lets up on it a little bit. It's not as heavy-handed as the show progresses. It's the heaviest in the first episode. So by the end of night 1, I think you're going to feel really good about this show. And while the show is certainly disgusting and, you know, a lot of people are getting killed by alien parasites, because that's what the franchise is, thank you, I still think that families, for the most part, could watch this show, right? I mean, if you would let your child watch Alien or Aliens, they can watch Alien Earth. There isn't anything outside of that content. And maybe also not the slower, like Alien, Prometheus is a little bit too cerebral, but that's a little grosser. And I think, you know, there's a little bit of that here too. But I really do feel, you know, it's rated R largely just for gore and disgustingness. So I think, you know, I think, to be honest with you, I think my parents would have let me watch this when I was little. And I think I would have been enchanted. This is the kind of content that made me the movie fan that I am today. This show, like the original movies, also does an incredible job with suspense. It tells you where the alien parasite is. They're like, oh, there it is. And then they introduce a human into the environment. And the human's like, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh my God. Yeah, it wouldn't be an Alien franchise. People weren't touching stuff, right? But this time, you don't know what's going to happen because these are new parasites. So you just watch. And again, it gets really amazing. First episode, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. That will haunt me. I can still see it in my mind. It's amazing. I love this show. But you also learn. Hawley takes the magic of the original movies and adds in the kind of sophisticated, intricate world building, mythology expansion, and current day and historical analogies. I wouldn't say the show ever gets political. I mean, if anything, it's more critical of tech companies, right? But that modern audiences really enjoy. Thanks to streaming, giving storytellers more room to work, but yet still giving them movie-level budgets for the longer runtime. I mean, that's just really great. This is what when they say they're going to make a streaming show based on a franchise that's only been in the movie space up until now, this is the dream. So it's really fantastic. Alien Earth seems incredibly authentic to the franchise, but also fresh and new at the same time, which is great. All right, so now I'm going to talk about my favorite alien parasites and then my favorite human and humanoid characters on the show. But again, with no spoilers. Man, 6 episodes in, I'm becoming a real xenomorph expert. I know more than you because they introduced so much new stuff about the xenomorphs. Oh, it's so great. If you love xenomorphs, this show will definitely scratch that itch. You're going to be like, where have you been all my life? There's one shot in episode 2, which is like so scary, but also so beautiful. It's like hypnotic. You'll know it when you see it. Oh my God, it was so great. All right, so I also love that while they're, building out the mythology of the Xenomorphs, and they're very badass here, like, whoa, but they still look like a dude in a suit doing jazz hands. Yeah, and I love that about it. I love that quality. It was almost like, oh my God, here comes a German expressionist dancer rehearsing. You're like, ah. So, it was great. But the new Alien Parasites, there's so much here to love. I really like the Xenomorphs. They're very special. But these new ones, these are great. And I want to give a big shout out to the VFX team who deliver movie-level VFX for multiple extended sequences in every single episode, which really bring these parasites to life and I think really elevates the show. It's incredible. Usually when they can't afford it. They're like, too bad the parasite had to leave because you ran out of money. Here they're like, no, it's going to dance around and go and do stuff. And you're like, this is amazing. I can't believe you're doing this. So I don't want to ruin any surprises, but I will say keep an eye on the eye. What a fascinating alien parasite. As the show progresses, this parasite gets more and more interesting. So special. I'm very excited to talk to you about the eye. If you don't like bugs, I'm not a fan. This show is not going to help with that. Whoo! It's going to give you the heebie-jeebies. And you know why? Because brilliantly, a big part of these new parasites is that they are modeled after not only Earth animals and insects, but they play off of deep, basic human fears. And that's what makes them so effective. Now, as many of you know, I love a synthetic, and Noah Hawley has a ton of them here because of a new development he introduces, and that's from the trailers. I'm being very careful about spoilers for this show, but this new company, Prodigy, is able to put a human consciousness into a synthetic body. Now, at the press conference, Hawley said he sees humanity on this show stuck between technology and nature, and both are trying to kill us. I love it. And the reason Hawley decided to go with putting children's minds into synthetic bodies was that children wear their emotions on their sleeves. Noah Hawley had a great term, the transparency of a child's mind. Also, think about it. Humans don't last very long going up against parasites, but synthetics do. However, by giving them a human mind, the synthetics here last longer, but are still sympathetic and relatable. And they also make mistakes and freak out, unlike a synthetic. So it's a really good combination. But even beyond the action sequences, Alien Earth, as I said, is also an intellectual show. And it's a fascinating study of what makes us human. Can these children, like Wendy, retain their humanity with robot bodies, right? Again, I don't want to give anything away, but I'm really impressed with how the show explores the unexpected things beyond our mind that contribute to our humanity. And what would we become if those things were removed? This show is asking questions that I never even thought of. And it's really fascinating to consider the answers. Again, that's one of the reasons it's going to be so great to break this show down every week. It's not just Easter eggs for the franchise, but really interesting philosophical questions. So now, I'm going to rank my favorite human and humanoid characters after watching just 6 episodes of 8, so I haven't seen the final 2. And again, no spoilers. Honestly, after 6 episodes, I'd have to say my favorite character so far is Babu Sisay's Morrow. And I never would have guessed it when the show started. He's interesting right away. But he gets really interesting. But again, I promised you no spoilers. He's very quint-coded, though, which I think is cool. And I haven't seen the last 2 episodes, so I don't know if they're going to share a similar fate. But I wouldn't be surprised. He's so cool. All I can say is that he is the security officer for the Maginot ship, and he is, ridiculously loyal to Weyland Yutani. It's fascinating. Then I have to go with Alex. So I have to stop myself from asking these questions because I don't want to give anything away. It's so interesting. Then I have to go with Alex Lothar's Hermit. He's Wendy's still entirely human older brother, a medic stationed with Prodigy's search and rescue soldiers. And his character reminds me an awful lot of Andrew Garfield's in Hacksaw Ridge. And you know what? He has more bravery and leadership skills than anyone in the battalion he's embedded with. What a stand-up, wonderful guy. I love this guy. I love him so much. And he's very well cast, as he looks like the brother of Sidney Chandler's Wendy. Wait a minute, isn't she in a robot body now? Well, they do build the bodies to kind of, it's like their best guess is what you would look like when you got older. So we got ourselves another talented Nepo baby here. This is Kyle Chandler's daughter. I hope Lanterns is as good as this show. And while at first I was worried her pixie cut was going to do all of her acting for her, she's fantastic. She really delivers. She is the first human to transfer to a synthetic, and so that makes her the Wendy and the big sister to all the Lost Boys. And kudos to all the actors playing these characters who do a very good job of selling you on the idea that they're children in adult bodies. Really good combination of the script and the acting. The development of Wendy, you got to see it to believe it. My God, my mind is blown at what they're doing with this character. And all I can say now is that she is very quickly becoming a Ripley level of importance to the future of this franchise. Then I'm surprised that Timothy Olyphant is a little lower down on this list because I'm such a big Timothy Olyphant fan. I love him so much. If you ever watched Justified with him and Walton Goggins, that's the show that made me a super fan of both of them. But Timothy Olyphant isn't usually playing the weird one, so this is new territory for him. And he's very good, which just goes to show you how good the performances are on this show that he's not in first place. He's rocking Rutger Hauer's hairstyle from Blade Runner. Although, to be fair, I think Rutger Hauer always looked like that. But I think it's definitely a nod to that character. And there are a lot of similarities between the two. In fact, in the first episode, Kirsh, which is the name of Timothy Olyphant's character, even has a similar kind of speech to the Tears in the Rain speech from Blade Runner. It's really good. But now, unlike the hybrids, Kirsh is all synthetic, and he knows it. He loves being a synthetic, right? And in some ways, he has no interest in the hybrids retaining their humanity. He doesn't see the use in it, which is also really fascinating. As the episodes progress, his character is getting more and more interesting. Like, he's not at David and Andy levels just yet, but I feel he's right at the precipice of it. I feel like when I see the final 2 episodes, he's going to get there because this character's getting real interesting. Then there's our Peter Pan, Boy Kavalier, aka the young genius behind the Prodigy Company. Or is he actually Captain Hook? I'm trying to figure out the Peter Pan metaphor. I'm like, okay, Noah, you want to go with this? Let's do it. I'm having trouble figuring out all the pieces. And so that's going to be part of the fun of the weekly breakdowns, is that we can discuss piecing together the Peter Pan anthology. But he's not Disney's Peter Pan. He's the original book Peter Pan. He's a lot more mischievous. He's a lot darker. And also, his performance grew on me as the show progressed. And I have to say, from a business perspective, I often understood his point of view and his actions, which makes him a more interesting character. Because you're like, well, that's pretty horrible, but I understand where you're coming from. He has some really cool moments. He's really cool. And this guy, David Reisdahl, he's actually married to Zazie Beetz in real life, right? And his character kind of sneaks up on you. Like, I noticed him right away. I think he really pops. I think he's got a great persona. But he kind of in the background. But then as the show went on, he has some really great scenes. He ends up being a real standout. Same for Karen Aldridge, who also has a great look. So much about being an actor is strength of personality, that just comes through and allows you to kind of like move beyond the rest of the cast. And, both these actors have that. And she's a member of the crew of the Maginot, who, let's just say, works with the Alien Parasites. She's great. I really like her quite a bit. So yeah, as you can see, I think this is an extremely good show. And I'm telling you, just try it when it debuts, because you don't want to miss the boat on this. You don't want to be behind. You don't want to not be part of the party, right? I really strongly recommend that you check it out. If you enjoyed the first 2 Alien movies, and who doesn't, you will fall in love with this show. I mean, it's truly something special. And I hope that it gets the audience that it deserves. I think it's very, very good that it's on Hulu. I think that's very promising for its future. This show deserves to be one of the great shows. Because, people really respect Andor, and it kind of grew a little bit towards the end there, but it never got to the level of, say, Game of Thrones or The Last of Us, stuff like that. Alien Earth should be at that level if things go the way they're supposed to. I mean, it's not the fault of the people who made the show. It's there. It's incredible. And remember, I'll be doing weekly breakdowns, so I hope you'll join me. Hit that subscribe button, and I'm just very excited to go on this journey with you. I mean, this is it's so hard not to talk about this show. I can't wait to be able to dive into it with you. Noah Hawley has a great reputation as a storyteller, and this is the best thing that he's ever done. You know, I think he's taken all of the great things that he's done and he's managed to he's evolving, you know, speaking of science and species. And this, you know, he's just getting better and better. This is like, you might think you're familiar with his work, but you're not. He really has upped his game so significantly here. He's ready for features, in my opinion. It's just that good. What a gift to the Alien franchise. And I hope that Disney maybe takes notes if this does, maybe it'll bomb. But if it does really well, I hope Disney takes notes and goes, how can we, instead of now ruining this and making it like other things we've ruined, how can we take the lessons that are working here and apply them to our core franchises that we've messed up on? All right, so yes, that's my non-spoiler review. Share your thoughts down below. Again, subscribe today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.